Oh my. It's mid-June. Today's the second longest day of the year, I think. It's Christmas in June for me. So, I just picked up this guy. I paid for this. So, it's not that much, but I paid $35. It's a Chinese black box. It's gonna hopefully help take care of my refugium lighting needs. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna try to amp up the lights over this, although that light specifically is going to do some extra stuff first, because the real Christmas came over here, not in here. I'm gonna stuff a bunch of stuff in here. I gotta clean up over here because guy from work has thrown in the towel and he's just taken down his 90. So a bunch of testing stuff, bunch of chemicals, all kinds of stuff. There's food in here, there's a wave maker thing in here, there's Kent Marine stuff, carbon test kit, magnesium test kit. That's gotta be worth, I don't know, 30 or $40. But look at the stuff that came in the buckets. So I'm gonna do some triage here. I got like all of his rocks with corals attached. Some of it's a little hurting. This Monty is not in great shape, so I may frag off and see what I can keep of that and get to grow. Pally City. Look at the number of heads on that trumpet there. It's just, yeah, it's really sad. He's done. He's thrown in the towel, and I've got 6 buckets of rock, coral encrusted rock, enormous anemones. Anyway, so. Yeah, I got a lot of triage to do here. Some major hammers. Some of these hammers have like a dozen heads. Crazy. Frog spawns, actually, I think is what they are. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean up the 20-gallon long QT tank, since it's empty currently. And I'm going to QT the heck out of some coral. I'm going to do the overflow thing with the tank underneath, because I'm thinking I'm going to need the space down there for additional stuff. And then I'm just going to figure out how I can light it. I think maybe I can hang that new LED over the top here and light the crap out of this for now. The problem is I'm on a plane to New York tomorrow afternoon for business, and got to get all this shit stabilized. Ooh, sorry, not allowed to say that. Got to have all of this stuff stabilized before I take off, really tonight. So just random stuff. I mean, look at this rock. This rock didn't have anything on it, but that's great rock. It's super porous. Oh, really good stuff. Really good stuff. And, yeah, I can't thank him enough. All for the best price. Okay, I'm cleaned up, ready to go. Got the overflow set up down to the 10-gallon underneath. It'll come back up through the UV. I don't know if I'll plug that in or not, doesn't really matter. And I've got the basic filter, hang on the back filter to run things. So I'm going to start triaging some coral and putting some pieces in there. I did put, really tough to see, I've got a couple of nails up in the ceiling. I'm going to hang that light right here over the top. So the top half will get light, the bottom half will not. So anything I deem is just stuff I want to keep wet will stay down there. There's no way all of this is going to fit in there. I'm going to have to do some dipping and moving stuff into the frag tank as well. Okay, I'm seeding this with tank water from over there. Got the refugium draining down. That'll allow me to pull, I don't know, 10 plus gallons off of the main system. Oh, I gotta shut down the skimmer before it freaks out. that's the goal. I'm going to get enough water going in there to cycle the hang on the back, and then I can start putting some stuff in. Okay, all the buckets are empty. Got some huge rocks down here. I think that Monty is pretty well dead. That's a GSP covered rock over the back. And up here, oh gosh, there's so much stuff in here. Most of it's just rock, but there's just pallies galore. And there's a number of anemones in here. There's a lot of zoas. And then I think there's a lot of stuff that's kind of dead. So we're gonna have to see what sort of looks alive in here, and we're gonna go through and pick and pull stuff out, maybe do some chipping on the rocks and such. I have done some dipping as I've gone. I've taken a couple of things. I do a bear dip and then a regular fresh water, followed by revive, and then back to some more fresh water. So these are the frog spawns. Clearly there's some dead stuff on here. This other one over here, it's got about 15 heads on it, so hopefully that survives, and maybe I can frag off a couple of pieces here and there and save those. That's a big thing at GSP. I don't know what that is. It looks like some kind of Monty that is there. And then I was told that it's some kind of Gorgonian family. It's actually on a plug, so that'll go through and we'll set it in. See what I find. Okay, here's what it looks like a few days later. I've got, this is the stuff that's not getting much light, or at least it's getting crappy light. There's just a ton of pallies on there. It's just a couple of huge aptasias as well, so not putting those, plugging those straight into the tank. This is like the triage bin. We got to get rid of stuff up here. And then this is the stuff that I'm quote-unquote saving. I've picked a couple of pieces out of here already. I think this is all just algae on top of dead coral. Got pallies everywhere though. Not sure what the purple stuff is on this rock. I chipped off a piece. That little blue mushroom's on a separate piece. I'm going to dip that as I triage a little further. More pallies, more dead corals. I don't know what that thing is. I probably need to just chip it off and set it up by itself. Again, the anemones though, there's some huge nems. This guy's pretty happy about the light that I've got there. The pallies in back are doing okay. Maybe I'm burning them up. I may have too much light. There's a big mat of GSP back there. There's a handful of mushrooms and such over here. I want to pick off and save some of those for sure. So that's what's in the temporary holding tank. I've got some like real triage stuff. I've got rocks just cycling in water over there. There's nothing going on. But then I've got the stuff that I've already dipped and salvaged and moved over. So quite a few things. Sorry, the glass is really bad here, but so the leather in there I mounted. Snail right in the way. The leather in there. Don't know what that piece is in back. The green and sort of purple looks like a turtle shell almost. Kind of cool. Just for yucks, I glued some pallies onto a piece of rock. It seems like that's they're not very happy there. They may just be getting buffeted by other things. There's a big tuft of GSP back here, which I don't know why I dunked that and brought it over, but I did. But then there's all the frog spawn. So all of this frog spawn in the middle came out. So the head and the back, it seems like it's a little different color than the others. It's got to be 15 to 20 heads. I've already sort of clipped off some of the dead pieces out of these, so there's quite a bit there. I've got some trumpet coral here that's, I don't know if I'm burning it up, if it's too much light for it there. I don't know. This bottom one is definitely not extending out. It could be that it's getting too much flow off of the pump underneath, but that's kind of going on. The taller Gorgonian kind of thing, I don't really know what that is, so Reef Girl, help me. And then I believe this is a Stylophora. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So everything that's in here got dipped and moved over. I've got some decent polyp extension coming out on it. It's also got some significant algae growing on it. There's some bubble algae and some other crap. So don't know what to do with that. I certainly don't want to introduce the bubble algae upstairs. So I'm gonna, this one's gonna sit down here for a while. I got to figure out how to get that out of there. Maybe I can toothbrush it out or something like that, or maybe I could just, swish it out with a, I don't know, a water jet or something. So that's where we're at. And now the complicating factor on all of this is I have to do something else to get everything going, out and going. In the next day or two. Oh, look, there's another one. I forgot I'd moved this other one over. Boy, that looks like it's nothing but algae on there. All right, anyway. Yeah, I've got another day, and then I'm on a business trip again, another surprise business trip. This one out of country for the week. So, all of this, gonna triage tonight, clip off a couple more pieces of things that I want, and then this stuff is all going to the reef farm so that they can deal with it there. And if they give me credit, great. Actually, I'll kick a bunch of the credit back to Chris. Doesn't want credit, so maybe I'll turn the credit into cash and give that to Chris for his efforts of giving me everything here. But that all has to happen in the next day or two. So that's it for my update. Way too long, 5 minutes.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, or subscribe if you'd like to see more in this series.